Wow, no special episode of Infamously Speaking. We got Quan, we got our guy Gmo, infamous Eagle fan, probably wearing the worst jersey in the world right now. I'm absolutely sick and gutted. I don't even know what the word is. Just absolutely in shambles right now, actually, after watching that performance by Saquon and the Eagles. Gmo, man, how you feeling? How you feeling right now, guy?
Feel great, man. It feels good to just be every year consistently a winner. You know what that feels like, you know?
No.
Oh, gee, talking shit. You was just saying how these,
I'm a,
especially to
I'm a,
this
I'm
guy,
a,
he's a
I'm gonna
he's
be
a
honest, man.
Giants.
I'm grateful for Saquon, man. I think that is really what we needed to get to this position, you know, in this championship. And I don't know, man. I just feel like our team is dominant. Like just every side, you know, like just the offensive line, the defense. Last week was the special teams, like right off the bat. You know, just everybody's involved, man. It's just a beautiful thing. Like, so I'm just excited, man. I'm just happy to be in another opportunity for not me. I don't play, but you know, my team just to be in a championship again. Home, we at home again. We're comfortable. You know,
Wow.
feels
Talk to
good, man.
That's crazy because right, you guys got what did you guys second seed?
Second seed.
Yeah, but
Second
Detroit's
seed,
out.
and gotta go through Philly to get to what New Orleans.
Yeah,
Yo, so how do you feel to everybody that had the Rams beating you guys? Because I would say I heard a lot of talk. I know Matt chose the Rams. I chose the
Hell
Rams.
yeah.
Um, the Rams were, especially after last week, right? They put on a pretty good performance. Um, so yeah, what do you got to say to those individuals that counted out the Eagles um throughout the week?
I'll be honest though. I'm not. I don't really worry too much because the thing is over here, it's a little tricky. Like you got a lot of Giant fans, you got a lot of Patriot fans, and a lot of Jets fans. So you know, there's not really too many Eagle fans, but they're coming around. We got a couple out here that I know, but personally like a lot of people like you know, don't get me wrong. They'd be like, "Oh, Hurts, you know, he's trash or he's not really a good quarterback," but I don't see it like that. Like I look at it like if you're winning and like you're consistently winning and you're not making mistakes, I'd rather have a quarterback that throws 150 yards and 200 yards and makes the right decisions instead of having a quarterback that throws for 400 yards and then still loses the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I like about Hurts. He's more like a manager quarterback instead of being like a hero. You know what I'm saying? Like he knows what he has now, and I think with Barkley, just it just makes our team so much dominant. Like it's just Barkley's just been amazing this year. You know what I'm saying? Like just breaking records and like I don't know, he just brings a different spirit. Like he's just a dog. So I think our team is just tough to beat all around. You know, really like we don't really make a lot of mistakes. The rookie draft picks that we picked up this year, like Mitchell, the Dijon kid. I mean, the Rams are supposed to pick up Dijon before the pick before us, and they didn't pick him up, and that was a big loss because he's really good. Like you know, these guys they're just balling out, and we got a lot of first time Pro Bowlers. Like our offensive line is amazing considering we lost Kelsey, and like you know he's a big part of that team. So I think just overall in general, I think it's just like you can even see with the Washington Commanders, like they changed the ownership, everything is just better. And like I just said today, I was just telling like Quan, you know, we was out to eat or whatever, and I was like, listen, Magic Johnson just wins games, bro. It doesn't even matter where he's at. Like it's baseball, basketball, football, like wherever you place him, he's gonna win. And like they're in a winning environment after
Do
1 year.
you believe in magic?
So I don't know, man. It's just been special to watch my team every year compete to have a chance to you know be in a championship game or in the playoffs because it's hard. The NFL's tough, man. Like it's not easy. So I'm just grateful to see my team winning. So it feels good. It feels good. And I think with Saquon, it's just gonna make it you know even more better because he's got something to prove and to me he's a top two, but probably not two. I like Henry a lot too. So
He does
those are
like
my top
Henry.
two
He
running backs.
drafts Derrick Henry every year
Yeah, I
in
do.
fantasy.
Derrick Henry is savage.
I don't care what pick he's in. If he's there, I'm drafting him.
Nah, that's a fact. Yo, I'm excited for this NFC Championship game. What do you got the score being? Do you have a prediction yet? I know it's early. I know you wasn't expecting to win, so it might be you might not know what to throw the score.
Win against the Rams?
Nah, yeah. But what do you got the score being against the Commanders?
I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. Just because they're division rivals. It depends on the weather too. The snow game was tricky tonight. Like second half was tricky. A lot of
Yeah.
people, fumbles, and that could play a factor too. So if it's snowing in Philly, that could be a big factor. But I feel like if it's not snowing, I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. And, I think we're gonna win by, I'll say, a field goal. Maybe a touchdown, but I don't know, man. The Jaden Daniels kid is very scary. I think we contain him and McLaurin. I just think Washington doesn't have another weapon where I'm kind of scared. I think they just have McLaurin, so if we stop him, and Jaden is scary too. But if we contain him and McLaurin, I think we'll be fine. McLaurin or
Yo,
whatever his name is.
it's Scary Terry. It's interesting you say that. I think wasn't it Crowder though? Crowder is the one that showed up big against you guys in the regular season.
Yep.
Yeah.
I believe that caught the touchdown on the back of the end zone to win the game. I think you're right. I think it's gonna be a closer game than people expect.
Oh, of course.
I just looked it up. They're already like 70% favorites to win that game.
Who, the
Of
Eagles?
course.
Yeah, the Eagles being home, probably having the experience. But I think that's what I like most, especially about Jaden Daniels. Matt will tell you his first primetime game was against the Bengals, and I was like, "Watch, this kid's gonna shine. When the lights is bright, he shines." I'm excited for it. Actually, you know what? I have two. All right, so you're my man's, and we're gonna watch the game anyways. But next week we're watching the game on my crib, and just for you, I'm gonna bring out. This is Matt's favorite drink, by the way.
Yeah,
What's
shit's
that?
legit.
I'm gonna bring this shit out.
Eagle Rare.
Eagle Rare. It's
shit
Eagle
is fire,
Rare,
bro.
Wow,
this is
now y'all
aged.
drinking Eagle blood.
This is aged 10 years.
You see, I had a feeling y'all like the Eagles, man. See, yeah, I need that. That's crazy.
It's the last we're gonna see you on, so I figured I'll put that up right there.
Oh man.
And what we'll do is we'll make a friendly bet because you're my man. We make it friendly, so we'll do I got 140 proof things, so we'll do like a drink of that, and you gotta take it straight, and then take the shot and just say the other team's better. We'll do something like that, something like.
All right, but
that's sickening.
Magic stops next Sunday.
For the people that know, for the people that
Philly.
like that,
for
Philly. The people that don't know, where the Buffalo-Baltimore game is going on right now, who do you got winning this game, and who do you prefer to play if you do make the Super Bowl?
You want to go first, Matt, or I'm going?
Well, I already picked Baltimore, so
okay.
And I don't got a team in the race because my team is awful.
No, you got the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, that's light though. Chiefs gonna win, man.
Go ahead, G.
I'll be honest. I think the winner out of this game, because they still got to play the Chiefs, and Chiefs are tough, man. I don't know.
You know why the Chiefs are tough, though, G? I've been saying.
Oh, here we go.
Because they have the most men on the field with all the referees.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of games lately, and I don't know, man. It's
13 versus 11.
Yeah, they got a lot. They get a lot of flags called their way. So
the game yesterday was bad, though.
Yeah, there was a couple calls that were on Mahomes that were pretty sad, but it's home field advantage too. You got to think about that, and they always have home field advantage, and that's the problem. So the refs are probably in there getting barbecue chicken, Kansas City good barbecue food, and they just, they like, yo, I'm comfortable here. Like, I come here every year because I'm expected to play here. You know what I mean? To officiate this game here in Kansas City. So it's tough. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of ties and stuff between that, but at the end of the day, you know, their defense has been pretty solid. They haven't really let more than 21 points go in the game the past couple years. Like if you look at all the playoff games, like they're really tough on defense, and a lot of people won't credit them for that because they have, you know, Mahomes and they have Kelsey, and everybody thinks they're a big legit offensive team, but in all reality, their defense is what wins them games. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for sure.
Yep.
They stay having people not score more than 14, and that's big in the NFL. That's what wins games, and that's what wins Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As far as like Lamar and Buffalo, I want to see Baltimore win. They're a scarier team, but if I wanted to see somebody in the Super Bowl, it'd definitely be the Buffalo Bills, just because if I know when the Eagles play one of those teams, I would rather have Buffalo or Baltimore because they're both inexperienced. So Jalen Hurts been there before, and he knows what's gonna be like to be in the Super Bowl already. Like that Super Bowl thing is a whole different monster. Like you got to think about the pressure. You got to think about it. You got 2 weeks off. You got media on you. You got a lot of people asking for tickets. You got your family asking for tickets. You got it's a different mindset. You know what I'm saying? So I think Hurts, he already knows, he's been there before. So he's like, all right, man, like I've been here before. I played Patty. That, you know, he's been there a few times, and it's like even if we play Kansas City, like I think we'll have a better chance of winning that game this time around, just because everybody that was there before is pretty much back with our main core, except Saquon. So, you know, but that'll be the time for Hurst to shine. You know what I'm saying? Because most likely, quarterbacks are the ones that get the MVPs usually in those type of games in the Super Bowl. So that's going to be his time to shine, regardless of Mahomes is there. You know what I'm saying?
I honestly though, I think if Jalen balls out, I think it hurts you guys more.
Yeah.
And this is the reason why, because you guys been winning clearly.
We're running
because of Saquon. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we're
if
running. I agree.
Saquon's not getting what he gets, it puts more pressure on Hurts. Not saying he can't handle it, but why fuck up the recipe, right? The recipe of your success this year has been Saquon.
For sure.
I tell you what, if Saquon balled in the Super Bowl like he did today and like he has been the last couple of weeks or all season, he'll win the MVP hands down.
Yeah, he'll win the Super Bowl MVP for sure.
I think my opinion, me and Matt argued this this last week was I think Saquon should win the MVP for the season. I get it. It's a quarterback trophy, but it's very rare to put up 2,000 yards. So, in the rare
Jalen
case
to
of
stop
it
scalping him. If Jalen didn't scalp all those touchdowns, they probably have a better case.
And that was a good point, Jack. I'm glad you pointed that out with the Chiefs' defense being the real reason why they're having success. And honestly, I think that's another reason why whoever wins this game is going to beat the Chiefs, because these teams could put up points, right? And I get it. Spags and his blitzes that he calls is pretty genius. It's been working for numerous around the years. That's why Kansas City has been having the success they had. But I think that where Lamar and Josh Allen are in their careers, I think they'll be more ready for it than they've ever been. And I think this will be the time where the Chiefs get knocked off.
It's terrible. I think Kansas City, let me tell you why. We talk about it all the time when you talk about people chasing, right? And Buffalo, credit to them, right? They beat Kansas City earlier this year, right? But they usually beat Kansas City in the regular season. Come playoff time, completely different animal. Arrowhead in January, we know what it is. We know what time it is. And so kind of what Jimo said, where you talk about if Philly got to the Super Bowl, you'd like them over maybe anybody but Kansas City, because Hurts would then have the advantage of having Super Bowl experience over everybody else, you know, over Lamar or Josh. Kind of the same deal happens when you go to Arrowhead in the postseason. It's almost a guaranteed dub for them. So it's light, man. I think whoever comes
anything this weekend, there's no guarantees, brother. Because everybody had the fucking Lions winning easily.
We did have the Lions winning, but
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, but come on, what are we talking about? There's a difference between the Lions and Kansas City, just like there was a difference between the Colts and the Patriots.
All I'm saying is any given Sunday. That's why we play the game. That's why we play the game.
Yeah, of course you play the game, guy. But listen, it's just crazy to pick any other team but Kansas City when it means something.
I agree.
I hear you, and that's why. Last year, who did they play last year? Was it the Eagles last year? Was it?
No, they played San Francisco.
Yeah, that's why I like the Niners, but I couldn't bet against Mahomes. But there's actually another key piece I'm surprised Gmo didn't bring up because he usually does, which is Andy Reid. Andy Reid, his coaching is just superior to the rest, in my opinion. He gets the job done.
Yeah, he's
Great
phenomenal.
coach, great fucking coach.
He's my favorite coach, man. I mean, obviously, I wish he never left the Eagles, but nah, he's incredible, man. And to be honest, a lot of these coaches that be in the playoffs, guess who was the head coach at the time?
Yeah.
Like Baltimore's coach, he was under Andy Reid. McVay was under Andy Reid. Who else? There's a bunch, man. Like there's a lot of legends that were under Andy Reid. So, but the crazy part is he wins with a different system every year. Like I don't know how he gets it done because you like, oh, well they know my plays, and he's like, nah, like you don't know what I'm running. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, like I said, Kansas City's defense been solid, man. Like their defensive coordinator's been always on point, and he hasn't left either. And like that's the thing. Like a lot of these coaches, they leave and like they're not successful other places. Like what was the guy's name on Kansas City that left? Bellamy. And he went to like Washington or something like that. Is he still there?
Nah, he's been in college.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, he doesn't like Andy doesn't need coaches to be successful. Like he could do it on himself. Like, you know, and like I said, it's just the team that they have. They kept the main core there, you know. Like even with Tyreek Hill, like him leaving, they're still dominant. It's like they get any player to fill in and they still win. Like that's
they picked up some good pieces.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree with that.
Look, they just got back Kareem Hunt, but I'll be honest, whoever wins this game has to go to Kansas City. You know what I mean? Like Josh Allen or Lamar still has to go to Kansas City, and that's tough, man. That's not easy to play.
Actually, you know what? I just thought about this, bro. So Zemo and I actually were in Texas together when the NFL season opened, and we watched Baltimore versus Kansas City. Remember? And then they almost won. Likely was out of bounds by like a toe.
Yeah,
at the back of the end zone, and I remember
they didn't almost win. They almost tied the game.
No, they almost won. They was gonna go for 2.
And you think they would, as a guarantee that they get it? Come on, guy.
So.
You still gotta run the next play.
Momentum.
You still gotta run the next play, guy.
You don't know. Anyways, the point being is, I remember the quote that Isaiah Likely said after the game, which was, "What, man? I know you hate it. I know you hate it. You start shaking your head already."
Yeah, he was like, "This is the worst we're gonna be is right now." Or some shit like that. If that's the best you got, good luck in the playoffs.
That's the best you got, good luck. Yeah, that's what it was.
It's like, don't worry, guy. The Ravens, if we've known anything about the Ravens in the playoffs, is that's when they play their worst football game of the season.
So G, just to clarify, who do you have in the Super Bowl?
I gotta go with my Eagles. I got the Eagles, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna pick Baltimore. I'm gonna pick Baltimore.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm gonna pick Baltimore is because of Henry.
Okay.
Because I feel like if you could run the ball and you have a good defense, like Kansas City, I'll be honest, they haven't really played like a big time running back. Like they had Mixon, but Mixon was kind of hurt this past Sunday.
Played Henry. They played Henry the first game of the season.
Yeah, bro, but this is playoffs. This is different. Like, you know,
it's different.
I mean,
they literally played Henry, the guy you're talking about right now.
It's different, bro, guy. You heard my boy. He says it's different.
You got to think about it, bro. Like everything's on the line. So Henry's not going to care he's going to try to bully.
You know, if he has a broken leg, he's going to run.
He's going to run over people, bro. And then you can't really do too much with Lamar. I just think Kansas City, they haven't played a team with this type of different athletes like
talent.
Like talent. Like they play teams, bro, but when you're the number 1 seed, you play bums. You know what I'm saying? Like not bums, but you're playing like a team that's not all complete. You know what I mean? Like Houston didn't have any wide receivers, and they still made it a game. But at the end of the day, they weren't gonna win. Like they didn't have what's the name?
They didn't have
Dell.
They didn't have Diggs.
Diggs. if they had those three, I'll be honest. I think Kansas City would have lost. You know, because
You're
you
bugged.
put,
You're bugged. You're bugged.
No,
nah,
talk
bro.
that shit, G-Mo. Talk that shit.
Nah,
You're
you gotta
bugs.
think about it,
CJ
Matt.
looked
That's
awful. Look,
Matt.
the
You gotta
last
think.
what?
But
Nah,
they still
not
had a
really
games.
though.
chance. It's crazy.
Not really, but you
Okay.
don't have star players. Like, you know what I'm saying? And on defense, they're just way better. Like, you have Dell
Okay.
and Diggs, that changes the whole scenario
That
because now
does.
Collins is
Sure
over
it
there.
does.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Didn't you just
And
praise Andy
Mixon,
Reid for finding a way to win? Isn't that what the Chiefs have done? And they
No, I
played
get it.
Baltimore and they played Houston earlier in the year. The only team that they lost.
Baltimore game one's not like that's
The
game
only-
Yeah,
one.
but that's not. That's
the
a game
Patriots
one.
beat
That's
the
like
Bengals.
yeah. That's
The
like you
only-
coming out. That's
the
like you
Bengals
going
are bad.
That's like you going
So-
on vacation and coming back and like, damn, I gotta work. You know what I'm saying? Like that's exactly how game
what an
one
analogy.
is in the NFL. That's
That
like
shit
What
didn't
an
make no
analogy.
sense. What are you talking about?
no, I'm saying
Yeah,
like
it does.
you're not really
you don't wanna
comfortable
come
in your
back and
setting.
put in. You don't want to come back and work like that. You kind of like you got to get
He's still
back
on
in the
vacation
rhythm,
mode.
the routine.
Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
He don't know. He don't know because he's always.
What do you mean I
on
don't
vacation.
know?
This guy
I
puts
say
a
when you live-
poster up.
When
Now
you
we
live
act
like
he's
me.
not locked up.
When you live like me.
Oh, fumble! Touchdown!
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm talking shit. My bad.
So let me ask you this. Do you guys know when the last time the Chiefs gave up a 100-yard rusher? Because I don't remember when the last time that was.
I don't remember either.
Hold on. Let me think. Give me the division.
The division.
Yeah.
The Raiders, the Chargers, and the Broncos.
No.
If you want to talk about hard path, three of the teams out of the division made the playoffs.
Come on, bro. The Chargers and Broncos.
They made the playoffs.
Come on.
They made the
bro.
playoffs.
Yeah, but
They
who
made
they
the
play?
playoffs. They made the playoffs.
Play, bro?
They played each other. What are you talking about? Who they play? They played each
suck,
other.
bro. That's terrible.
Come
bro.
That's
on.
terrible.
Come
That
on,
is- that
guys.
is
What are we
whack,
talking
man.
about?
The only
What are we
reason why the
talking about?
Chargers made the playoffs is because what's his name? Coach Harbaugh is back. He's a
Yeah.
good
Hey?
coach.
He's a
He's a great coach.
So they made the. All right. So a great coach.
I already knew what time it was. They was gonna lose, and Bo Nix they was gonna lose too. They're not experienced. At the end of the day, it's experience, bro. That's
They
their
still
first
made
year
the
getting
playoffs,
there.
though. Okay, but they
Yeah,
still
that's
made it, is
cool.
what I'm saying.
But they in Cancun. It doesn't matter.
And so is
They
Detroit
just in
and Green
Cancun
Bay.
a week before.
That's what I'm saying. And the Eagles are gonna be right with them.
Bro, it don't matter. If the Eagles lose the Super Bowl, we're not gonna care who loses. We're not gonna care who loses.
No,
the
we're
Super Bowl,
not.
bro. We never remember the losers.
Who Matt, who do you got for the Super Bowl?
Well, now because the Rams lost some bums, it's gonna be Chiefs. Who do I like
Chiefs?
next week is the question. Eagles or Commanders?
Yeah, who do you got?
Wow. Who do I like here? I got compelling arguments for both of them.
Tupac Shakur is nasty, bro.
So I'll tell you what. I'm gonna pull a Quan. Who would I like to see is Washington. Who I think we're gonna see in the Super Bowl is the Eagles. And the reason for this is because Saquon always goes 6 against the Commanders, even when he was a Giant. Saquon versus Washington as money game for him every time they play each other. And you could run on Washington. I mean, you saw what Gibbs did to him. So you already know what Saquon's going to do to him. So yeah, I think we're going to see a Super Bowl rematch. Eagles
Like
Chiefs.
Kansas City again.
And then
Yeah,
who you got
Kansas
winning
City,
that?
of course. I picked Kansas City to win the Super Bowl at the beginning of the year. So yeah, I'm picking Kansas
Oh,
City.
so you got Kansas City winning the whole thing again, though.
Yeah. I said 3-peat at the beginning of the year.
3P is crazy. If they win a 3P, I give up. I give up on the NFL.
You give up on the NFL? They're not going to win it again. They're not going to win it again, though. They're not going to win it
crazy.
Again. They wouldn't win in the fourth year.
I got Baltimore versus Commanders, and I got
do it. Do it.
I gotta do it. I gotta do it because I'm not much of a believer, man.
You already bet against them once.
I gotta go with my guy Jalen, man. I'm going with Jalen.
I respect it. I like Jalen, man. He's nice.
I got so much faith in that guy. I don't even know why.
He's good. He's good, man.
Nothing phases him. Nothing phases him. I just want to.
Go ahead.
Oh, you good. Oh no, I wanted to kind of turn sights a little bit. First and foremost, to say, if you're a Giants or a Cowboys fan, you must be sick to your stomach right now that this is an NFC East, NFC Championship game. And both the teams are young, up and coming. Jimo, you said something earlier about Washington. If you lock down McLaurin, then you'd be good. But De'Ami Brown has been revving up these last couple of games. Zach Ertz, former Eagle, has really come to life.
One of my favorites.
Eckler, we were talking about it. Eckler, who was kind of like a bargain bin pickup for them. He doesn't touch the ball a lot, but every time he touches it, it's like timely and a big play. Brian Robinson's a threat. So the Commanders got weapons all over the field. My biggest concern for Philly is number one, the health of Jalen Hurts. That's gonna be big. And then what's the status of Quinyon Mitchell, who got hurt in the first series of this game? Like you talked about,
see that.
Their stud corner, him and DeJean have been awesome.
Yeah,
so what's gonna be his status? Because the Rams were picking on his replacement today. Big time. So
Rodgers, he picked it up though.
Rodgers picked it up. He did. He made some plays.
It was tough though. It's tough. It's a tough game in the snow. That's kind of unpredictable, you know. Like you could just slip and fall, something happens. But like I said, it's all going to come down to the weather. It's supposed to be cold this week. That's going to be a factor. But I think we're going to see a great game in the sense that
Saquon going to cook up, man.
You got to think about it's a rivalry game. I mean, every team in that division hates each other. Like every game is a rivalry. So Washington and Eagles is a big time rivalry. We've seen each other in the playoffs, and I'm not going against the past because the past is over with. It's gonna be a good game, man, and it's gonna be a popcorn type of game. Like you got to really watch this game because
for real.
You got Jaden. You got Jaden, which I love. He's nasty. Like he's been nasty since LSU. And then you got Saquon. Like it's just a good story that he went to Penn State. And
oh my goodness.
Because I'm gonna be honest, man. Y'all
stop talking about this guy. Please stop talking about this guy.
Y'all gotta talk about it dirty. It's not his fault. Like y'all did him dirty, and that's the problem with Giant fans.
No.
Y'all don't understand.
How many times
y'all don't want to admit that y'all GM and owners.
Bro, how many times on the show have I said I'm not mad at Saquon at all? How many times have I said that on the show? He did what was best for him, and the Giants did at that time. What they slided him the moment they gave Daniel Jones the extension and franchised him. If I was Saquon, I would have been done. I wouldn't even been open to talking at all. So credit for him for even being open to talking to the Giants. So I don't feel bad about Saquon.
Yeah, but they could have had him.
Y'all could have kept him.
We could have kept him, but we would have had no line to run him behind. So it would have been the same story.
Though. He was passionate enough to come back, but I mean that's another story for another day. I'm glad we got him now.
Yeah, it just hurts because he went to Philly. Like if he would have went outside the division, it wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, but that's
your fault.
They can't control where he goes.
It's your fault. You're the reason why the Eagles are in it. The Giants are the reason the Eagles are in the NFC Championship.
That's a fact.
Sure.
That's fine. This guy's a difference maker, bro.
No, he's different, bro.
Bro, you don't got to tell me that. We had him for 6 years. I know exactly what it's like.
This is the thing. This is the thing that makes it dangerous. Now that Saquon's there, Hurts has 2 options for himself, and he has 2 options for Saquon. So if Saquon's not really running the ball good, he's a runner. He's really a run quarterback type of player first. His arm is okay, but he's really like a person that really just manages the game. That's what Hurts does. But he still can cook you. Like he just ran for like 60 for a touchdown today. He's fast too. So you got to think about that. So that's what I said. The only reason why I'm giving Eagles the upper hand is because I feel like our wide receivers are better. We got Smith and we have AJ Brown. So they're a threat regardless. And Gogurt and Goddard, my guy, I call him Gogurt. He don't never drop the ball. So it's like, our team on offense is complete. Our defense is pretty good, but I think our defense is going to have a little bit more trouble against Washington just because Jaden Daniels is a bigger threat running.
You know what I'm saying?
Stafford is not a big threat running. So that's why I wasn't really worried about Stafford too much. He has to throw the ball or he has to give it to Kyren. But now we have to focus on Jaden's speed and we have to focus on Robinson. He's pretty decent. And Eckler, they're pretty decent too. They've been in a lot of big games. So that's why I said this game is either going to come down to 3 points or a touchdown, a late touchdown.
I'll tell you what, if the game is anywhere like the second game was against Washington, it's gonna be a movie because that
Yeah.
game was fire. That game went
It
to the
was.
wire, right?
Well,
Yep.
the Eagles were smacking them early. Remember, Washington scored like
Yeah, but they
22,
came
21,
back. I'm
20.
saying
That's what I'm saying.
overall, though, the game was a good game.
I don't think you scored 21 points again in the fourth quarter at Philly. Remember, that game was in Washington where they did that.
But give it this though too. If Washington, I'm gonna be honest, Washington's gonna stick with us if they come out on fire in the first half, because they're a very bad team in the first half. In the last game, the first half against Detroit, they were
Killed 'em.
actually the opposite. They scored
Yeah.
28 points in the second quarter, and they cooked Detroit after that.
Shit was
They turned
crazy.
it up in the second quarter,
Yeah.
and they're normally a third and fourth quarter team.
They're like Steph and Clay in their prime in the third quarter, bro.
Yeah, like it's crazy.
Yeah,
Like they'll be
I
down
guess so.
12 or they be down 14, and you be like, all right, Jaden is gonna come back and maybe win this game. And that's scary. But if they do that against the Eagles in the first half, because the Eagles is not gonna stop playing in the second, you know what I mean? Like this is a championship. So now everything's on the line. Maybe it was like a regular season game, and they're like, oh, we're gonna rest our starters. Nah, that's not happening in this game. Like everybody's going for 100% all game. You know what I'm saying? So this is it.
Yeah.
You only got one more game to go to the Super Bowl. So I think if they start off slow, then there's problems. But if they start off in a good situation where, you know, it's gonna be a tough game for the Eagles. But I think our defense is a little bit better, and
Definitely.
and our O line is a little bit better. So, but the only thing with that is the scary part is Jaden. Like Jaden could run, or he can, you know, he can make a lot of plays on his feet. So that's why he's scary. He's scarier than Stafford for sure. Because Stafford, I'm not really worried about him running up 20 yards, 30 yards. Like Jaden could do that any play, you know?
I think what the key to that game for the NFC Championship next week is going to really be is how you guys perform on fourth down, right? Because there was a couple plays they go for it. So there was a couple plays where you guys we seen it with Gardner Johnson. He shot the gap on 3rd and 2 and fucking smacked Kyron Williams for a loss, right? You stopped them, they got a field goal. But Washington's not going to take that field goal. Whether you guys and they've been the number one in the league. I think there was if I'm not mistaken, it was like 26 for 30, bro, on fourth downs. That's crazy. So they don't come off the field much. And if they keep your offense off the field, you keep Saquon off the field, that's in the favor of Washington, obviously. But I think they got to limit the plays to Saquon, like the big plays. Let him get. Saquon's gonna get his. He's too good, and your line is too good, like I said.
Exactly.
But if they limit him from those fucking 40, 50, 60-yard touchdowns, I think it gives them a better chance, obviously. And how their conversion, if they keep their conversion up on fourth down, I think that's gonna be super tough for the Eagles to get past. Because when they convert on fourth down, it's not just because they're keeping the ball for time of possession. But that's fucking like disheartening. Like, yo, we got him, and then all of a sudden, you got a whole other set of downs. But I honestly, even though I'm going for the Commanders, and I think they'll pull it off somehow, some way, I think it's gonna be a really good fucking game. I'm hoping for it at least. Because
you really want to know the secret? The secret to Philly winning is don't let Jaden Daniels have the ball late in the game with the chance to win.
Yeah,
that's it. Just be up 2 scores late, because he's proven if he's down and he can win the game, he's gonna go win the game. That's the secret for Philly. Be up 2 scores late. Don't let him have the ball last with a chance to win. That's the secret. That's the secret.
Go ahead, Matt.
No, I did want to, because you know, now that we're here, we've seen 3 of the divisional games played. 3 people moved on. 3 people's seasons have ended. And so for Houston, I think the answer is obvious. What do you do? And it's just, you got to get everybody back healthy, right? You're going to have another year, CJ, year of growth. Not sure if the coordinators are going to go anywhere, but you got to get everybody back healthy. But when we look at now the Lions, I think that's another simple one, right? They had so many injuries on defense, right? So you got to get everybody back healthy. But if I talk about the Rams, where do you think they go now after this? I think this was a year that they kind of what's the word? kind of overachieved based on how they started. Where do you go from here to kind of either repeat or obviously want to move forward and get better success next year? What do you guys think is the moves for them?
The Rams are pretty good. I mean, I don't think their coach is going to stay there. I think McVay's gone. He probably, I don't know, man. It's going to be a little situation there, but I think he was hesitant on retiring last year. And then Stafford is kind of not saying he's washed, but they're going to have to get a quarterback in the draft. You know what I mean? Stafford's banged up all the time, and I just don't think I don't think he has too many years left. If he stays another year, but I don't think he's going past another year or two.
Dart?
He got his chip. He don't really have to really
I like
worry
Dart
about
there.
that.
Dart to learn under Stafford would be phenomenal.
But they have a good wide receiving core.
Great wide receiving core.
Yeah, great.
Probably the best.
Nah, what do you do with Cooper?
Duo.
You try to move Cooper?
Good.
He looked
Cooper's the number 2 right now.
At points in this season. Do you try to move him so you can get some value?
Nah, you could keep him at number 2. He'll be a number 2 or good number 3, but Puka's the number 1 for sure.
I think it depends on what the value and return is. Because I think Cooper still has good games left.
Yeah,
the thing
for sure.
is, we don't know how healthy Cooper is, to be quite honest with you. Because, like you said, there's some games where I was like, where the fuck is he?
He always looks like he's hurt. Every time him and Puka, every time they were getting up from the ground, you're like, damn, they're hurt. They look hurt.
The ground was like landing on concrete. You didn't see that shit?
Bro,
no, I'm talking about every time I watch them both play this year. It's like, yo, why are they always hurt?
One thing I laugh about, don't get me wrong, like one thing I laugh about is like when people's like, oh, he should have caught the ball. I'm like, bro, you're in 30, 20-degree weather, 10-degree weather, sometimes negative, and you're in the snow. How can you catch a ball? Like, I don't understand.
I don't even know how you can see that shit.
I'm just saying, like, sometimes I get a little upset because I'm like, you have to think as an athlete. Like, you're outside in the cold with pads on, cleats, you're in the snow. Like, it's difficult. It's not easy like people think it is. They're like, oh, I can catch that. I'm like, no, you can't, bro. You can't even go to the car without limping. You know what I'm saying? I hate when people do that. Like, complaining about
I feel like that's a subliminal towards me.
Yeah, I'm like, you complain how cold it is outside, and imagine you outside in that 10-degree weather, like trying to catch a football in the snow. Like, that's crazy, bro. And you got a 300-pound guy coming at you. Like,
yo, that's
So
valid.
it's like you gotta sometimes be realistic. Like that game is not easy, man. Football, people think it's easy, but I'm not signing up for that. Like unless I was
know.
You know what I mean?
Hell no.
One thing too I wanted to say is, again, shout out to Gmo, diehard Eagles fan. I give him a lot. I talk a lot of shit to Gmo, and we talk about it all the time. So I love the fact that he's here because he can defend himself. Because I don't like talking about him on the show because it's like he can't defend himself. But we go back and forth so much. And but I do gotta congratulate you guys for the win. And you said something that I love, and now you get to kind of feel how I felt to some degree because you only got one Super Bowl. But the winning all the time shit, it feels amazing. But I was telling them, like, by like I want to say by like 2015, 16, like all those years, that shit was fucking stressful, bro. Because you got everybody who knows you, because it's you, they're hating, right? They're like, they're going against you. Yo, that's why, like with Ori and all them, it's like, yo, can I live? Like, that's supposed to be my man. Your team's not even in it, and y'all still rooting against me. What's going on? So I feel you on that. That's why it felt good. It felt good having like a couple years off since Brady been going. The Patriots haven't been having success, right?
Yeah.
But it feels good being able to watch. Like watching the Super Bowl now is like, oh, I can sit back and enjoy the game.
No stress.
Not like no pins and needles. Like, oh shit, we're down fucking 28-3. What the fuck? So I will say enjoy it, right? Just enjoy it as much as you can, because just that shit could go away fast. You don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
Back.
He knows about that though. He's a Yankee fan.
I was spoiled. I was so spoiled earlier in my younger years with the Yankees. So And the Knicks, I'll be honest, the Knicks, I just be like, man, we ain't winning.
Take whatever we can get. Listen, we take whatever we can get.
The Knicks, I just be happy. I'd be happy we make it to the second round.
Yeah, that's a fact. I'm lit.
But with baseball, I was so passionate because like just seeing Jeter win those 5 chips, I'm like, yo, there's nothing like it, bro. Especially the back-to-backs. It's like you winning back-to-back chips is unreal because it's like you going like as a little kid just seeing that, it's like just greatness. You know what I mean? Like you just can't stop it. That's why even though I was a Knicks fan, I used to love watching Jordan because I'm like, yo, Jordan, he doesn't lose. Like he just goes to the finals and just gonna win. You know what I'm saying? It's just like greatness. Like
Yeah.
so
It's just
I
dominant.
get
Pure
it.
dominance, bro.
Yeah, it's just dominant. So in football, it's tough because like even Brady, like I think it's phenomenal. Like you know how hard it is to win that many chips, bro, and like just
To
have
even get there,
teams,
bro. To get
to
there.
even get there. Yeah,
You see how hard it is to get there?
that's what I'm saying. Like, and the football is a whole like everybody got to be on the same page. Like, you just can't have a great quarterback and be losing all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you could be a great quarterback, but what's the point if you're losing? You're going home in the first round, or you're going to. That's why I said today is the most important game for either Josh Allen or Lamar. But look, if one of them goes home, what's gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? If they go home in the next round, what's going to happen? Their legacy is still at the bottom. They haven't got nowhere. Yeah. And they're great quarterbacks. They're better than
listen, sometimes you just run into somebody better than you. I mean, Jordan did that to all the people in the East, right? Look at and in the West. I mean, look at Stockton and Malone, right? If there was no Jordan, they'd have 2 chips probably, right? I mean, look at what
that
Tom did
to. Is crazy, bro.
Look at what Tom did. I mean, Peyton probably would have more, and Ben would have more. Phillip Rivers might get have a ring.
I just like the consistency, and that's why when I say like a lot of people don't like the way Hurts plays, and don't get me wrong, there's a couple throws I'm like, all right, Hurts, like you got to throw the ball better or just be more accurate. But the reason why I do like him is because he wins games. Like you don't see that a lot, and he's been winning since he's gotten the league. And there's a lot of quarterbacks that go before him that haven't won anything. And a prime example is Josh Allen and Lamar. At the end of the day, you can have your MVPs, but they haven't gone to the big show. They haven't gone to the Super Bowl. And it is what it is.
Shit, G-Will.
Talk that shit, G-Will. Mahomes be stopping all of that. And that's why they hate
that's because they're in the AFC. That's what, but that like if I took Lamar and I took Lamar and I play him on the Eagles, you saying that he ain't getting to the Super Bowl? There ain't no dominant force in the NFC. There's no dominant force there.
I don't care about that. You got to win. You got to win when it's the right time. And on top of that, Brady
Hurts didn't beat Mahomes either.
Listen, Brady didn't make those excuses
because Brady was the wall. So that's the problem. Like Mahomes is the wall.
He didn't make an excuse. He didn't make an excuse when he lost.
There was no dominant force for him to overcome. He was the dominant force.
What you mean? The Jets always had a good defense when Brady was there.
The Jets.
There's other great teams that play them. They
Steelers was good.
The Colts always competing with the Patriots.
But the Patriots always beat them, is what I'm saying. Brady was the stopper to everybody else in the. That's what I'm saying. Mahomes is the stopper to everybody else. Jordan was the stopper to everybody in the East.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I mean. But they're still on great teams. You know what I mean?
So you can't be lose, like Jalen made it to the Jalen's better because Jalen made it to the big game. Jalen doesn't have a literally all-time stopper in the NFC because the NFC is not a quarterback-driven conference like the AFC is. Think about it. Think about your top 5 quarterbacks.
They beat everybody.
Which ones are in the NFC?
Jalen beat everybody in the North. He beat every team. He beat Cleveland, Baltimore. He beat Cincinnati. He beat them all. So, and they all got great quarterbacks. Lamar, Joe Burrows. But that's what I'm saying. It's not really a team game for me. I mean, it's not really an individual game for me. To me, in football, is a lot of team stuff. Like, even with the ownership, the GMs, like, our draft picks are amazing. Like, our draft picks are crazy this year.
I agree with that.
They're both starting. They're both corners. And
I agree with that. But I wouldn't put Hurts on the level of Lamar or Allen because he made a Super Bowl and they haven't.
I mean, I have to. I'm sorry, I have to.
It's easy to make it when
you
don't play Patrick Mahomes until the Super Bowl. You get what I'm saying?
If he makes it to the Super Bowl again and wins a championship, Hurts to me is better than Lamar and Josh.
So if he wins it like Peyton Manning style, the last Super Bowl Peyton won, where it was really just his defense and the players around him that won him there, you're gonna say that he's better?
You know why? Because Peyton.
No, but you're gonna say that he's better. I'm saying you're gonna say he's better than Lamar.
I'm saying the way he managed the game to win the game. That's what matters. Sometimes it's not. You
So
can have
by
a great
that,
defense.
so by that logic, is Trent Dilfer a better quarterback than
I
Lamar
think he
Jackson?
is. I think he
Oh
is.
my God! No, no,
Nah,
no, no,
hold
no,
on.
no, no.
I'm not saying. Hold on. Let me talk. I'm not saying.
Nah,
I'm not
G.
saying. Obviously, individual wise, but I'm saying team wise to manage a game. I'd rather have Trent Dilfer than Lamar if he doesn't win a championship. Because at least
That's
Trent Dilfer is gonna
wow.
understand the. At least Trent Dilfer is gonna understand the objective. Like, look, I got a good team behind me. Why do I have to force stuff? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying in the aspect of
Wow.
that. You know, individual wise, of course not. Lamar's one of the top 5 quarterbacks ever of all time. He's still playing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying when it comes to winning, to manage a game to win, that to me is more important than you getting, like I said, 400 yards and losing the game. It
I
doesn't
get what you're
matter
saying.
at that point. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying. I get,
Because
I,
sometimes
I
those
get that
quarterbacks,
point.
sometimes those quarterbacks force a lot of stuff, and Brady never forced stuff. When you hear Brady commentary, his commentary, he says it. He's like, "Yo, why he throw that pass? He didn't need to throw that pass." Or he's like, "Oh, I'm glad that he kept the ball because it's about field possession." Like these little things matter. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of these quarterbacks they
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
Nah, I'm telling you,
But Brady's a
bro.
bad comparison because Brady was not a game manager. In fact, he was the reason why the Patriots were so good.
Yeah, but he was a game manager because he didn't force turnovers. He didn't do stuff that he didn't.
Yeah, but he
He
was
didn't.
also the best quarterback in the league. So he wasn't game managing. He was
Not
winning games
necessarily.
for you.
You saying arm wise?
People think a
No
No,
lot of
way.
people say
not arm
Peyton and
wise.
Aaron Rodgers
Yeah,
and
they
shit.
say
Drew
Peyton and Rodgers
Brees,
had a better arm than
That's
him.
that's
Drew
talent.
Brees.
I'm not talking about
But
talent.
that's what I'm talking about. I'm
I'm
talking
I'm
about
talking about
talent.
Brady
I'm talking
would go
about
ahead and
talent,
put you on
mentality.
his back. Though, that's what I'm
Huh?
saying. Brady would go ahead and win you those games because Brady was throwing for 4,000 yards this season and
I
50
get
plus
it.
tutties this season. It wasn't like he
Yeah,
was just managing the game.
I get that, but he at the same time he wasn't the best. He didn't have the best arm. He just made the best decisions.
Oh, of course. Yes, he did that plus won you the game. Like
But
he wasn't
that's
like
what.
my defense is gonna go win this game. He's like, no, I'm gonna go ahead and win that game. Don't worry, defense.
Yeah,
Guys,
but
don't even worry about
there's
it.
been
I'm gonna go win
occasions
that game.
where he's had to have Vinatieri win the game too.
But he had to get Vinatieri in position to win the game.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. He still has to put his trust in that. Even though he didn't score a touchdown,
Oh,
he's like, all
fact.
right, I
Fact.
gotta manage
Yeah,
I
I
gotta
get
win with my
that.
team.
All I'm saying
What I'm
is
saying what I'm saying is the mentality of winners is different because you have to have the whole team on the same page.
I get
You
what
know what
you're
I'm saying?
saying. I get what you're
So
saying.
a lot of these teams, they just have a great quarterback, but their mentality is not with the team. It's just like I gotta score by any means necessary, and they
I get
can't
what you're
trust their
saying.
defense.
I get what
I
you're
think we
saying.
just have an overall better team when it comes to that. You know?
I think that's why Buffalo is better this year because Josh Allen isn't playing Superman ball all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was just
But
gonna say he's relying on like his running backs and stuff more as
I will
well.
also say that Josh Allen, they call it passing. That's crazy. I would say Josh Allen is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. Yeah,
Oh
100%.
yeah, I would say that too. I wouldn't deny that. But manager, I don't think. I think I'll give it to Hurts.
That is crazy. I'm looking at. Yeah,
I gotta
game
give.
manager.
I'll give
Sure.
game manager I'll give Hurts the better game manager because he's not gonna force it. He knows what he has to do.
Sometimes you need people to force it though.
Yeah, but that's where you end up losing.
No,
and,
the
you
Sometimes
end up in Cancun because you don't trust your
I
sounds
get
team.
what you're saying.
the way
That's what I'm
Matt said
saying.
that though sounded real sexual assaulted.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you gotta force it. It's crazy, bro.
I say sometimes you need people to force it, not you have to.
Damn, yo, you
Sometimes you
know,
got to call a hit.
it feels good to just be wearing green. You see the green in the background?
Gang green.
I got the green lights and all that. I don't
I
know,
see
man.
you. I see you, bro.
I get it, man.
Feels
Enjoy it
good,
now.
man.
Enjoy it now, because next week, around this time next week, you'll be able to start focusing on baseball season. You be like,
About it.
when do pitchers and catchers report again? When's the first spring
And
training
see,
game?
we've
got
been
it.
we had Ori on here. Ori killed it. We talked about it the other day. Like Ori had a great episode. I already could tell this is a great episode. We just need you more on here because you have that charisma and you have that knowledge of the
Yeah.
game,
Nah,
and especially when it comes to baseball, right? I know I'll be the first to admit it. You're way more educated behind baseball than I am. but I do like talking shit to you because it makes everything interesting.
Yeah.
And Matt's a big Yankees fan. Matt listens to the shit on the radio, bro. I ain't
Not
never
anymore.
want to.
Honestly, I love it on the radio more, bro.
They just got the guy from the Mariners, John
Yeah,
Sims.
I heard.
It's gonna be
He's
lit.
good.
It's gonna be lit. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna
he's
be lit.
good, man.
Sorry, David Sims. Yeah, it's gonna be lit.
So,
Nah,
yeah,
you know the thing about, I'm a realistic. I'll be honest. Like, if my team loses, I'm gonna be mad. Especially like the Yankees, like the Yankees and the Knicks. Like, if they lose, I'm
you
gonna be
gotta stop
super
talking
mad.
to me.
Yeah, how they
But
lost, how the Yankees lost was tragic.
yeah, I don't want to talk about that, man.
Well,
It hurts to this day because I just know we were a better team. But it just made it seem like because Freeman killed us and like our mistakes
it was
killed
painful.
us. But I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this Eagles stuff, man, because I feel like Barkley I don't know, man. That guy's
He's
gonna get us a chip, man, and it's gonna be something special. Like I just feel like it's our year. Like we just have everything, everybody playing on good cylinders, and defense is good, special teams,
And
our offensive line. I don't know, man. Like I think
7 sacks they gave up. I'm not sure the offensive line is hitting.
Well,
like
here's what I'll say too, though, is they had what we talked about other teams need to work on that lost, right? Which is they weren't really injured until this game. They got a few banged up players.
Yeah, it's true.
So again, like you said, and that was a good call on Matt, which is we got to see how the health is with Hurts and the corner, because that's really what's been killing some of these teams that had a chance is just the injuries.
that's true.
Hopefully Hurts is at his peak as well as the corner, because
you need that.
Yeah, you need that, and I don't like, even as a competitor, like as for the Patriots,
you want the best. You want the best.
Yeah, you want the team at their best.
I agree.
So
you want all the advantages you can get. Fuck that. I don't give a shit. It doesn't tarnish it. It doesn't tarnish the Super Bowl.
That's a Jets Giants mentality.
Listen, bro. We had 2 chips. Listen, you think I was crying because Gronk was hurt during that second Super Bowl? You kidding me?
You guys are lucky Gronk was hurt during
Hell
that Super
yeah,
Bowl.
we lucky he was hurt.
Yo,
we were lucky. You kidding me?
This guy was out there walking on one, and it's
you
funny
think I was crying about that shit.
That's actually what Gmo was referring to, which was it's the last game of the season. You gotta do whatever you can to be out there.
Whatever.
And this guy was out there with one leg fucking as a decoy, and it just didn't pan out. But
the only problem is Tom didn't understand that he was a decoy. Tried throwing him the ball.
It's crazy because he almost caught that Hail Mary to win the game.
That would have been sick. I would have been sick.
Because you got to think about it. Most of the plays are ran around, the main guy.
Yeah, he's a focal point in the offense.
Tom is like, damn, I can't rely on nobody right now. But
nobody.
Damn,
nobody.
Sometimes the excitement overtakes the pain and stuff like that when you're like in that mode, in that zone.
Oh yeah, the adrenaline and shit. Yeah,
that's what you play for. Like you played to win a championship. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's gonna remember the loser. You know what I mean? Like
that's a fact. I'm just
thinking. A lot of people when you ask them who they played, they like, I don't know who they played. I just know my team won. You know what I'm saying?
People remember the Bills being losers because they lost 4 times in a row.
Yeah,
people remember that.
Well, here's one thing though, right? There is one loser that always gets brought up with us.
Atlanta.
No, it's fucking the Seahawks. Every time. They're like, you guys didn't deserve that. You guys, the Seahawks gave it to you.
And I don't get that either.
It was a dumb play call, but Butler still had to make a play on the ball. It's not like it was
he made a hell of a play on that.
That's what I'm saying.
How often do you see a corner jump the slant route like that?
Like that? Nah, that's crazy. No, I agree with you. I thought Atlanta would be the one.
That's not the Patriots' fault. Like that's the Seattle's fault.
Yeah, they called the play.
I'm never gonna say that's a championship they just never should have had. Like every championship they won is legit. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be like, they ain't win. They won this championship because Seattle didn't run the ball. Like no, you just lost because you won.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah, that's like saying we would have won a Super Bowl if Aaron Hernandez was still there.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's a little different.
That shit is crazy. Lost, you know what I'm saying? Like you might have lost too.
Yeah, exactly.
It all depends, but I don't know. I just feel like that's why, like that's why I got so accustomed to like the Yankees winning. That's why this year was like important because I'm like, damn, we haven't been here since I was like
in a minute,
10 years old, 11, and I just remember winning all the time. Well, 2009, but even then I was still like, 15, 16 or whatever.
Yeah.
So you got to think about it. Those times are like, it's just different. Like your teams, you're used to winning all the time. And it's like,
Yep.
now that we got the taste of the World Series, it hurt because it's like, you're not expected to lose, like those franchises are not expected to lose,
That's a
But
fact.
the thing is with the Yankees, at least this is how I feel as a kind of like an outsider looking in a sense, is I always feel like every year the Yankees will probably be in the World Series.
Or the playoffs.
They'll always be
You know what I mean?
competitive.
Like they'll have
Yeah.
a chance, yeah.
I agree.
Now, real quick, this is terrible, but because I just was thinking of Ian Hernandez, I had this question to my cousin the other day. Do you know how many? Can you guys name 5 players that were shot in the NFL?
By other people or by themselves? Because I got Plaxico Burress right now.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Plax. Yep, Plax.
This guy was a savage. The Washington dude, Sean Taylor.
Sean Taylor, rest in peace.
Sean Taylor, yeah. Steve McNair.
Steve McNair.
He does.
Yo, so they're saying Cam Ward is like Steve McNair.
Yeah.
And the Titans, that's why the Titans are leaning towards Cam Ward.
I seen him play. He's pretty good, man. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
But again, these quarterbacks are like 29, 28 now. they washed up.
8 years in college.
They're almost as old as Stafford.
They've been in college for like 10 years. It's crazy.
The NIL's real. The NIL's real.
Yo, these but did you... I'm sorry, my bad.
No,
all right, before we go back to NIL, all right, we got you said Plax, McNair,
Sean Taylor.
The guy from the 49ers got shot too.
Yep. Yeah, Pearsall.
Ricky Pearsall. Brian Robinson.
Yeah, that's right. Brian Robinson.
The running back. Yeah.
Yeah, last year he got shot in the leg.
Damn, there's somebody else that I can't think of that I had in my mind.
There got to be a Raider on that list. They're always in the news, yeah.
This guy says Raider.
They gotta be.
Yo, you know what? Now going to the NIL shit, right? Yo, Dion said it best, right? Because he's talking about they was asking Dion about his son and how he don't necessarily have to go, whatever. But just players in general, how they can make enough money in college with the NIL deals. But Dion was like, "Why would you do that?" He's like, "I didn't chase the money. He's like, I chased greatness, and with greatness, the money comes with that."
Exactly.
So I love his.
He was transcendent. That was different.
I know.
But
I get it.
But also, I think that's a great point because even when you look at it, I think we see it more in college basketball because they can be one and done. Where and to go to the NFL, you got to be at least a junior, I think, or play 3 years, right? Is when like you want to go out when your draft stock is as high as possible. So why would you return to college for money if you're a projected top 3, top 5 pick, right? Because then you're guaranteed a certain amount of money, 4-year contract with the 5th-year option by the team, right? All kinds of deal. So I think that's part of it too. The NIL just gives players more bargaining power at that point, right? Because you can see it as betting. Before it was like a straight bet on yourself, right? If you went back to college, but now it's like I can get a bag if I go back to college. So am I even if my draft position drops, I go from from a 3rd round to a 4th round pick, I might have made an extra $1 in college that I wouldn't have made in the pros. So
it's true.
I think you're gonna see more decisions like that.
Not a lot of college players are really getting a bag like that.
No. It's the first rounders.
Like he brought up Juju was one of them, and a few others. But like realistically, they're not getting bags like that. They're getting paid, which is great. Yo, you know what's wild? How we talk. I remember one of our first episodes we did with Kareem. Shout out to Kareem. And we talked about players getting paid because of the whole Zion. Remember when Zion found his shoe?
Yep.
And we talked about players should be getting paid because they're risking their potential livelihood by getting hurt and not making it to the pros by playing for free. And the colleges was making so much money out of them. It just resonated with me. As well as another player that got shot was Tank Dell. Tank Dell got shot in the offseason.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
He's in the club in Orlando.
Yo,
crazy.
Houston is a crazy place.
Nah, he got shot in Orlando.
Oh, in Orlando?
Mm-hmm.
What's popping in Orlando?
Sometimes it be that all. Sometimes it's when they on that all season.
Wow.
Get
Mickey
taken out.
Mouse pulled up on him.
Mickey Mouse. No, it's John Morant. But, nah, but I know
That
Gmo
is
got
crazy.
nah, shout out to John Morant. Yo, what's good with it? Real quick before we let Gmo go, because I know Gmo got company and shit. And we can talk about this maybe on another episode.
John
but
Morant.
the NBA, bro, what's going on with the NBA?
I'll be honest. I think the NBA is fine. It's just not the right timing right now. They got to shorten the season, bro. Or they got to pick months where they're not with the NFL. The NFL is the most dominant sport. And it's just been like that for years. And now the NFL is just getting more dominant just because the athleticism is just way more higher. Like these quarterbacks are just highlight reels. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody that's coming in is a highlight reel. And like they're just every year you see a different team in the playoffs. Like
That's what
for
it
the most
is.
part, you see the main teams, but there's like 3 or 4 teams that always has like a star emerging. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that just turns it up. The problem with the NBA is just that they have too many they have too much favoritism when it came to like LeBron, and they should have started giving like not saying that Curry's not big or obviously LeBron is big and Curry, like those two names are huge, but like they're not they're not letting the other players shine. Like they're not giving enough attention to Ant. They're not giving enough attention to Morant. But this is the problem with that, to Zion. The problem is they're not in major market teams. You know what I'm saying? Like they're in Minnesota, Memphis, they're in New Orleans. Like nobody's gonna go to a New Orleans game to watch Zion. I'm just being honest. Like, but if he was on the Knicks or if he was on the Celtics or if he was on like the Bulls, it's different because it's like a star that, it's like sometimes a lot of the franchises just make you feel like they're not worthy enough. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think it has anything to do with the best players in the NBA or majority of the best players in the NBA being international players and not American-born stars? So you think about Jokic, think about
well, he
Luka, Giannis,
that's a good
Yeah,
point. Wemby.
that's a good point too.
Wemby. I mean, you're taking them over. You're taking them over Ja. You're taking them over
Yeah,
Zion.
that's
Maybe not
a
over
good point
Ant.
too. That's a good point too. But I'll be honest, yeah, we don't have that American star besides LeBron and Curry. And the thing is, at the end of the day, the USA basketball is still number 1 in the world. I don't
That's
care
fact.
who
For
coming from
sure. Yeah,
where,
no,
wherever they
facts.
coming
Yeah,
from.
the US got the
What
best collective
Curry did in the Olympics just goes to show you that ain't nobody messing with any
heater.
USA born player. But the
Yeah.
problem is they're not giving enough shine to Curry because they're trying to grow the market so big that they're trying to expand to like Africa, Spain, players from France. And I'll be honest, players from France, no disrespect, but they soft. They soft. Like Wemby, Goldberg, they soft, bro. Like they got a good team and they can never beat the Americans.
Wemby's nasty, bro.
What? Yeah, but he's at the end of the
Nah.
day. I'm not gonna sit here and say Wemby's not nasty.
Goldberg.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say here Wemby's not nasty, but he's getting dunked on every week. He's a
Nah, he
highlight every.
is. He
So
is.
I'm not saying that, but you're
Gobert
76.
too. Gobert too.
You're 76 and you're still catching bodies every week. Like Morant caught a body, Ant caught a body, and I'm like, it's not dunking, but you're getting dunked on, bro. Like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's bad.
Well, I think I think too though the stars that they wanted to prop up that were America. If you think about Ja, he had this whole incident, 2 of them, that kind of were like, hey, we're probably not going to promote Ja. Zion can't stay healthy, right?
Yo, did you see real quick?
They can only promote a buffet with Zion. That's all they
Yo,
promote.
did you see when with Stephen A. Smith?
Yeah,
Yo, that shit had me.
That's messed up. But I'm gonna keep it real, Matt. If Zion goes to a major team, he'll dominate.
Like
He's a dominant player.
Yo, you
bro, he can stay healthy.
I think that's what they need too.
It depends on the situation in the city you're in, bro. That's why Anthony Davis never wanted to be there.
I don't know, because Giannis was in Milwaukee.
New Orleans is not a basketball city. Who wants to play for the Pelicans, bro? Who wants to be like, I'm playing for the Pelicans? Huh?
Who want to play for the Bucks? I'm saying
lot
Giannis.
of people.
Now, because Giannis made it poppin'.
But you got to think, Milwaukee's got a lot of good history with basketball. Milwaukee Bucks have a lot of history,
yeah,
bro.
Kareem.
Yeah, but not even that. They had a lot of good players back in the day. You got Ray Allen, you got Reed.
Remember Big Dog? Glenn Robinson.
Glenn Robinson.
Glenn Robinson.
Then you look at it now. Giannis is a monster. That's the only European player that I really respect to that level. Him and Luka, just because they've been playing basketball since they were like in diapers.
Jokic is the best one out of the three. You didn't even mention him.
Jokic is good too. Don't get me wrong.
Quan already know about Jokic. But what I'm saying about Jokic years ago.
What I'm saying is for like as far as like playing with grown men, I think Luka, he's been playing with grown men since he was like 13.
Yeah, he played.
Like, but he's been in that situation. He's been in a professional situation, you know what I mean? Like in that atmosphere for a long time. And don't get me wrong, like the European leagues are good too, but there's just not as much excitement just because a lot of their style of play or passing and running and gunning. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get a lot of fights in the NBA no more. Everybody's too friendly. Wow. And that's another problem. You know, like the rivalries.
I love the fight with the Rockets. Like it used to be. The Rockets and who was it? Rockets and what team? The team with Dylan Brooks, I think, was on that team. Was he on?
He's on the Rockets. He's on the Rockets.
He's on the Rockets now.
Who was it? They just got into a big scuffle, big fight. He pushed him on the ground.
Yeah,
that's how much I haven't been watching the NBA.
It felt great seeing that again. Like,
it does feel great.
That toughness. I think because we're talking about overall the NBA is, I wouldn't say failing, but it's losing its momentum.
Bro, and the load management's another thing. Like with the NFL, G brought it up. Of course, they play less games, but unless somebody's actually hurt, you're always going to see the stars play, right? So every time I tune in and watch the Eagles, I'm going to see Saquon, I'm going to see Jalen, I'm going to see AJ and Devontae, right? I'm always going to see the best players pretty much every week. If I tune in, especially like, Bron is old, but I watch the Suns game, KD's on the bench, Book is on the bench, and they're completely healthy. Like, why? And the worst shit is it'll be a nationally televised game. You know what I mean? Like, this shit is ass, bro.
And that's and another thing, I just feel like they have too many games, bro. 82 games is a lot. And then on top of that, you have 8 different networks. You guys are on HBO Max. You're on TNT. You're on ESPN. You're on ABC. Like, people ain't trying to pay for all those apps, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like, that's tiring too. You're like, I just want to watch a game normally.
They're gonna be on Amazon next year too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Next year they're on Amazon and they're back on NBC, so it's a little bit different. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a different situation, different scenario.
I think America itself needs like another player with a persona. Like for example, like let's just say some kid from New York he's predicted to be like great. That you need that like that momentum where people are talking about it. It's like, yo, I need to watch him play. Like I remember hearing about LeBron, like, yo, I need to watch LeBron play. I don't even know where the fuck he's from, but everybody's talking about this kid. I want to watch him play. The only person I could think of recent that's like that is the kid that's in Duke right now.
Cooper Flag?
Oh, Cooper,
yeah, Cooper. Yeah,
he cooked up at the select camp.
Because at the US shit, he cooked up. And I'm not saying that he's gonna turn it around because I since in Duke, I really haven't heard much of him yet. I know that he had a few plays where he had like dunked on someone, but
he dropped 40.
Even then, the momentum is not there. Like I don't like even like a Sebastian Telfair when he was coming up, right? Everybody's like, yo, I want to watch this kid play. I want to see what he becomes. I don't think we're getting any of that in the U.S. right now. Though,
I agree.
Like, these players are like somebody we have to watch.
And they're trying to stick on to LeBron, but they gotta let LeBron go because LeBron is 40, bro. And at the end of the day, he did what he had to do already. Like, you need another star. You need another star. And the stars that are there, they're in small market teams, and they're not gonna get the market. Like, nobody wants to see. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Ant a lot. But Ant, the problem with him is that he's in Minnesota, one.
Yeah.
They're not a big market team.
He plays with Gobert.
And two, and sometimes he's not proper. He's not a proper person to talk to with the media. Like at the end of the day, you got to be professional with the media. So he's not really professional.
That's a good call out.
These guys just be saying whatever they want. Like Embiid is like, oh, I'm not gonna play this game, but I'm gonna play the next game. I'm like, what, bro? Like, you're getting $200 million and you're saying you're not playing back-to-back games? Like, what are we doing here, bro?
Yo,
actually, then you got Paul George. He got more podcasts than games. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, those are things that
That's a
hurting the
fact.
NBA because they're like, yo, people working their butt off to come pay for a $200 ticket, but you taking tonight off because you can't play a back-to-back game. Like, I'll be honest, like Charles Barkley says it a lot. He's like, yo, that's ridiculous, bro. Like, you playing basketball like for $200 million and you're not playing back-to-back. Come on, man. Like that's what's ruining the game right there. It's too much diva stuff, you know.
What's
and
it,
like
48 minutes? It's 48 minutes in the game, right?
yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm just
that's
saying in
like,
general, you know.
No, I agree with you. As a professional player, and the amount that they're making for 48 minutes, and I know it's more than 48 minutes because they got to put in the work off the court as well. But it's like, bro, like you said, like I'm spending my hard-earned money to come watch you play, have some entertainment, and you're not even showing up. It's wild.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's crazy.
Wow. Good shit, guy. Come on, Gmo.
Yeah, let's go, G. G's out here.
I love y'all, man.
And
I
it's
appreciate
crazy
y'all letting me come on the show.
Nah,
Yeah,
for real.
we were hoping it was gonna be after a Rams win, so we got to see you disappointed.
I still would have been good because my favorite saying is I got to work in the morning. So
Yeah,
there
he
we
got to
go.
work in the morning. At the end of the day, he got to work in the morning.
We still got to go to work in the morning.
To
Right,
be real,
that's a
I thought
fact.
so. Next week is gonna be better because I'm gonna watch the game with G, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna make sure he has a few drinks because then he gets really turned up. I got some videos of Gmo and the Eagles when they played. I think they played the Giants. Yeah, they played the Giants because nobody showed up.
Yeah,
They didn't want
true.
to show up, and Gmo was talking that shit. So I think that's when
Yikes.
Gmo's always a good guy to be around, but he's fun and he's funny to be around when he's turned up and he's having
It feels
fun
good
watching
because
his team.
I still remember that Super Bowl and everybody was. I was ready to throw the TV on the ground because everybody was like clowning me, you know. But you know, it's tough. I take my L's to the chin, you know. Whatever.
Fact. Well, appreciate you coming through, my guy. Awesome episode. Look at we got content for the week. We even got to record later.
Thank you, bro.
Man, love
Appreciate
that.
y'all. Real talk, man. Shout out to you guys. Keep doing your thing. I watch y'all show every week.
Oh, gee, real quick. I want you to, because I know you've been doing a little small business thing. I want you to plug what you've been doing, man. I want you to plug what you've been doing.
Nah, I appreciate it, bro. So I
bet.
just appreciate y'all having me on, and you know, live by sports agility. But it's a little training thing we got in the works. But I appreciate y'all support. You know, but I'll talk at the board next week for sure.
I bet. Good stuff, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. As always, think critically, speak infamously. We out.
Thank y'all, man. Appreciate it. I love y'all.